on this episode of Battlecross. Subaru Rally champion David Higgins will wage war on his protege X Games star Dave Mira in a precision driving contest that combines speed and style on our innovative course inside a working California steel plant.
Hi everyone, welcome to our show. I'm your host, Stacy Keebler. I'm here in a dirty old steel mill way outside of LA, watching these guys getting ready to run a pretty crazy race. Oh, and that's my co-host, Andrew Comrie Picard. He's a 5-time X Games athlete and a North American Rally champion. But today, he's gonna put our contestants through the ringer to crown our first champion.
Thanks, Stacy. Today's competition is going to be an all-out war. Drivers will be given 2 scores, one for speed and one for style. And it's a classic competition between teacher and student. On my right, Dave Mira, the most decorated athlete in X Games history, 24 medals, but only one of those is for racing a car. The other 23 he won on a bicycle. He's a BMX champion. On my left, David Higgins, 20 years of racing experience, 4 British Rally championships, 2 Chinese championships, 2 American championships, and he's been brought on to the Subaru Team America this year in order not only to win races, but also to mentor his protege, Dave Mira. The question is, can the student school the teacher? Can his lead foot and his X Games experience overcome the ice-cool nerves of a 20-year rally racer? Only the scores are going to tell.
We've taken Rallycross to a new level by laying out an insane course using elements we found inside this working steel mill. In both the speed and style sections of our competition, each of the drivers will need to take huge risks to get a win, while simultaneously keeping control so they don't end up on the wrong side of a pile of steel. I wanted to show Stacy just how dangerous this course is going to be for these guys, so I took her on a lap around the track at half speed.
3, 2, 1.
After a fast start, the first feature is called Vertigo. This is a 540-degree spin around a large tractor tire, which means the drivers need to spin around the tire twice before they shoot back out onto the straight, hit a natural jump, and go into a 90-degree turn from tarmac to gravel without plowing into the side of a building at the spur. Now onto the much more slippery gravel, they head into the rail yard where they'll need to slalom 2 40,000-pound rail cars. Just past the rail yard, they'll initiate a wider 540-degree drift through the back door and do a complete loop around the last rail car through a cloud of their own dust and then hook through the back door again. Then mash the gas and shoot down the long straightaway we call Pipe Dreams. Once they blast out of Pipe Dreams, they need to be ready for a huge right-handed 180-degree drift through Deadhead, where they will contend with another surface change from tarmac back to gravel and set up for the most precise 180 in the toy box. If they so much as brush the box, points will be lost. But what they really need to be worried about is not hitting the building as they jam out of the warehouse through the start line to their finish. They'll get 2 chances to complete the course, and their best time will count as 40% of their total score. The other 60% of their score will come later in the style section.
That was awesome. It's a good course. I'm happy with it, and I think it's going to be really challenging for the guys.
Yeah.
And that's important, right?
Yeah.
This is the Subaru Rally Team USA. The cars are 2011 Subaru Impreza WRX STIs, and they're prepared by Vermont Sports Car. The engine has 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. The cars are awesome, but importantly, they're nearly identical, which means that it's going to come down to who's the better driver.
Each driver will be given 2 chances at the speed run, so we tossed a clutch plate in the air to determine who goes first. Higgins won the toss and has given the first run to Mira.
You've got to go first. I'm the gent here.
Giving Higgins the slight advantage of knowing how well Mira did before hitting the track.
You know, first I want to thank all the hard hats here letting us use their place of business, and I'm ready.
So welcome to the competition, Dave.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
A lot of kids watching right now, they would love to be BMX athletes. They'd love to be at the X Games. They'd love to be racing cars like we are. But what is it about you that took you outside of the norm?
You know, I think you just, you aim and then fire, I guess. You know, and that's kind of what I was always, I knew what I loved. I mean, I'd play other sports, but I knew it was my true focus. But BMX was what I loved, and that's what kept me straight and focused. And that's like, jumping into rally car racing. It's obviously a whole different playing field. It's different because I'm used to being, if you want to learn something, you go out and you work on it. So at the end of the day, you come back with something better than you had earlier. So yeah, to be here and cross over a little bit, I'm loving it.
The speed section of the competition is going to be 40 points out of 100. The guy who's fastest through the speed section gets 40 points. The second fastest driver gets a deduction of 1 point for every second he's slower than the fastest driver. We're going to alternate. One guy will go, the other guy will go, then the first guy will go again. If you hit any features on the course, any of the K-rail in the toy box or the cones or anything knocked out of position, you lose a point out of 40. It's a big penalty. All right, just be tidy. Any questions?
No,
he's going first. We'll just see what he does.
Keep it tight.
All right.
Off the line down the first straightaway, going up to Vertigo. High speed here. Let's see how tight he can go on the 540. A little bit wider around the tire. He's losing a bit of time. Lost a fraction of a second there. Back down the straightaway. Into the right-hander at the spur. Nice speed through there. Has to be tidy, though, to get through the railway cars tight. Good work between the rail cars. Into the station. Coming out the back door.
Oh my God, he crashed.
Up next,
Looks like he's in the wall.
Mira and his team will determine whether or not his car is damaged beyond repair. Don't go away. Welcome back to Battlecross Steelyard Edition. We've laid out an insane course inside a steel mill where Subaru Rally teammates Dave Mira and David Higgins are waging a war of precision driving on our radical course. On the first of his 2 speed runs, Dave Mira ended up in the wall, and his crew is on the way to see how bad the damage is.
Looks like he's in the wall. When you were coming out of this door here, when you were making this turn and you realized you were going wide and you were going to the wall, what was the first thing that went through your head?
Darn it.
The rules of Battlecross state that Mira's team has only 10 minutes to get his car off the wall, fixed, and back on the start line for his final attempt, or he's out of the competition.
So I just talked to David Higgins. He said that you made a red mist mistake, that you got excited and went a little too over the top, and he's cooler. Do you think he'll be able to do this smooth?
Sometimes you're too cool, you know what happens.
David.
How we doing?
Good to see you, man. You went from one sport, karting, very competitive, into the top of rallying.
But the second you put the helmet on, you close the door, you're just down to you and your car again. The competition element will take over like it always does. It really counts and the stopwatch is there. You'll just pull out that last little bit of extra to hopefully make sure you set the fastest time.
As Mira's team tries frantically to get his car back together, the consummate professional David Higgins lines up for his first speed run.
You guys have 10 minutes to fix it.
Nice work around Vertigo. David Higgins is tighter than Dave Mira here. He's saved time and he's ahead. Higgins not quite as fast through the right-hander at the spur, but saving time by being tidy. And out the back door, he's just gone past where Dave Mira crashed. Back into his own dust and into pipe dreams. Good work with the handbrake. High speed in pipe dreams. Good work in the right-hander at deadhead. Again, Dave Higgins is tidy and tight. toy box now. Great work from David Higgins. And out blowhole into the finish line.
Dave Higgins, how did you feel about your run?
Yeah, that lap was pretty much, I don't think there's much more I can do, but it felt pretty good.
You got one more chance to do better than Dave Higgins.
I'm going to come out next run and just, if I can just have that one run, you know, maybe it'll be enough.
Thanks to the skilled Subaru crew, Mira's car is finished and back on the line just inside his 10-minute window. This is Dave's final attempt at a speed run, so it's do or die for Mira. Dave Mira's off. Good launch, good speed down the first straightaway. Into vertigo. Nice work this time from Dave Mira. He's tighter on the tire, and now he's saving time. Back down the straightaway. And the right-hander at the spur, a little tighter than the last time. He's going faster. He's learned from the master, and he's driving tight and tidy. Into the station. And back out the back door. He's just gone past where he crashed on his last run. Back into the station, and now pipe dreams the high-speed straightaway through the building. Into the right-hander, a deadhead now. And too fast there. He's going wide, and he has to correct. Look at that left-hand steering. Into the warehouse and toy box. Nice work through there, Mira. And out blowhole. And across the finish line. Good run. As you saw from the clock, Mira ran slower than Higgins, but what does that translate to in points?
Let's see what your actual scores were. Jim from VBox, we're using VBox for all the timing and scoring. Tell me, what are these guys' best runs on the speed run?
Dave Mira, your best time was a 113.9. David Higgins, your best time was a 109.3, which means you don't have to take your second run if you don't want to.
So that means that not only did you beat Dave by 4 seconds, but I know that in that speed run, you actually hit a feature, so you get a 1 second penalty.
What feature?
You hit the outside of the toy box on the outside there and knocked over K-rail. Which means in the speed section, Dave Higgins, you've got 40 points. Dave Mira, you've got 35 points.
My Subaru STI was amazing. I wish I could have, kind of stepped up the pace and then did what the car could do, but, I messed up.
Dave, if you had any advice for Mr. Mira, what would you tell him to do against you in the style section?
Yeah, the style sections, this is Dave's area now. This is what he's done, so I feel like he's got more to give on this one than I have, but it's something I've never done before, but I'll give it my best shot. I have some ideas, and let's see what happens.
Okay, we're going to the style section with Dave Higgins in the lead. Let's cue him up and see how you can pull this one out.
My men have completed the speed portion of our competition, but now we're heading into the far sexier style round.
Up next, it's Mira's last chance to edge out a win in his final run of the event in the upcoming style portion of our competition. Welcome back to Battlecross, a precision driving battle of both speed and style. The time speed section of our event is finished, and the Professor David Higgins is in the lead after edging out his student, Dave Mira, by 5 points. But the fight's not over. Tonight, the remaining 60 points of their score is on the line in the style run.
The style part of our competition is 60% of the points. And they can add whatever features they want. They can do 360s, they can do donuts, whatever. But there are 3 mandatory sections that we've added. The first is a water splash. They have to drive through a lagoon and make the biggest splash possible. The second is a water wall. On the finish line, they have to jump over a ramp and through a blind wall of water, which is going to take big commitment. And the third is this very rail car I'm walking on. We built ramps up onto the deck of a flat deck rail car and back down the other side, and they have to show us how awesome they are and what commitment they have to get over this fast and stylishly. Now, the problem with any style section is that you have to judge it. It's subjective. But to make the best possible subjective judgments, we've got 2 of the best possible drivers in the country and 2 of my friends, Stéphane Verdier and Samuel Hubinet. How you doing, guys?
Great.
Very good.
Feel good to have the power.
Stefan, you're a pro skier, X Games athlete in 2 sports. Sammy Hubinet, also an X Games athlete, in fact. But the good thing is we've all been judged on our driving before. Now we get to sit back and watch the other guys. You ready to do this?
Yeah, no, yeah.
All right, let's go do some judging. Dave, get in your car.
Okay,
David, go get sequestered.
Drivers will be given 2 minutes to pick the most exciting line around the course, as long as they hit the 3 new features. The 3 criteria the judges will use to score the runs will be difficulty, creativity, and execution.
Straight out of the gate, Dave goes into some donuts around the tire. Pretty wide here, not right on the tire. Big water splash, good work there. Doing some more 360s down the end. Oh, he goes over a cone. Good water splash coming back. And fast over the rail car. He gets air going onto it and down. Nice tight donuts here around this feature. Back down the straightaway, sideways into the water splash. That's awesome. And some more donuts on those wet tires. And again, he's going underneath the crane. Oh, he just misses the huge steel ingot. Nice work there by Dave Mira. Good slide sideways across the rail track there. He's getting ready to go through the water wall, doing a donut down the end.
Good. That was awesome. I love that 360, the 360 between the 2 cones back there.
Yeah, I wish you didn't nail the cone.
Yeah, you did the cone, but that was like that 360. That was good.
You were fine.
And you came so close to those huge, that huge ingot. There's a 40,000-pound piece of steel that you missed by a hair.
Yeah.
You came really close to the crane. You went quite fast over the rail car. You ripped it through the water wall. Little kick in the back, and you knocked the ramps back. How do you feel? What's your?
You know, it could have been a little tighter on some of the things, but you know what? It's a tight course. You're going quick, and you know what? Honestly, I'm psyched with it.
All right, let's get David Higgins. You're extremely experienced at driving cars very fast through the woods. Do you think you're ready to go around basically an extreme stunt course that includes jumps, going in and out of buildings, through brick walls? Are you keyed up for this? What do you feel?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be obviously really different. The name of the game here is to be spectacular, so I think I've got a little bit in the back pocket for that.
Mira laid down an impressive style run, and it might just be enough to take down the master. But Higgins is not going to go quietly into the night.
Off the start line, David Higgins around the tire. A little bit tighter than Dave Mira there. And some clockwise donuts underneath the crane. Now, he didn't see Dave Mira's run, so he came up with that himself, too. Over the rail car, not as fast as Dave Mira, but very tidy. Nice donut down the end there. Oh, he's going backwards over the railway car. That's awesome. Fast through the water splash. Nice work. The car's aquaplaning through there. And some donuts down the far side. He's pivoting the car around the left front tire. That's awesome. Tires are smoking up around and around that tire. Tight donuts around the tire, tight underneath the crane again. Nice work, Higgins.
back down doing a donut around the feature that Dave Mira was a little bit tighter on. High speed now, back over the railway tracks. He's going through the start-finish line of the speed section. And now another bunch of tight donuts down before the water wall, lining up on that now. And some final glory donuts from him here.
One-handed! One-handed?
Oh, look at this. He's putting his Subaru flag out the window. Very original run. Great job, David Higgins.
That was awesome.
Amazing.
That
Well
was
done.
so
Well
cool.
done.
Okay, so now how are you feeling?
I made it up as I went along and I just freestyled it and it felt pretty good. So.
All right, well done, Dave. We're going to get the judges down and tally up the scores and figure out who won this thing.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Cheers.
Well done.
Yeah, great job.
Up next, we'll talk to the judges and settle this battle once and for all when one of the drivers takes home the coveted Jimmy Award.
And that means you won the first Jimmy.
Coming out of the speed portion of the contest, David Higgins was 5 points in the lead with 40 points, but both men just laid down impressive style runs that are worth as much as 60 points. So now it's in the judges' hands.
Well.
All right, guys. You're down from the judging tower. How did you score them?
Well, first we started with Dave Mira, and he came up with some pretty cool run. That was pretty impressive. A lot of 360s between the barrels, between the barricades. Did really good. He hit a cone, so that was a deduction for me on that side.
All right, go on to David Higgins.
David was much more closer to the obstacle. When he did some donuts around the tires, he was really close to it.
He had great control, high RPM. He was just going more balls out. No, good battle.
Let's go tell him. All right, guys, congratulations on completing the competition. How do you feel you did?
You know what? It's in the judges' hands right now. I was like grabbed onto the mane of a horse, and somebody whipped it, and I just held on, and it was kind of fun. So we'll see.
Wow, David Higgins, did you feel like that?
Yeah, well, it was nice just to go out there and have a bit of fun and throw the car around a bit, but I did my best, and that's all you can do.
All right, I've got the judges with me, and I've got their scores. Now, you recall in the speed section, Dave Higgins, you won. You have 40 points. Dave Mira, you finished second with 35 points. Still have a chance to pull it out. In the style section, Dave Mira, both judges, out of a possible 30 points, gave you 19 points.
Okay.
David Higgins, out of a possible 30 points, each of the judges independently gave you 27 points. That means you have 94 to Dave Mira's and the 73, and that means you won the first Jimmy.
Guys, thank you. That's all good. It's all good, guys. It's all good.
Well done. Congratulations.
Good.
Hot guys, fast
good.
cards, and champagne. What more could a girl want?
Thanks, guys, for everything.
Woo!
Thank you. It was awesome.
I should sprayed over here. You go.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. for the time. Whoa!
See you
Whoa!
next time.
That was the move. Up and down.